Released in 2007 and based on the CGI film of the same name, here we have is a game based on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise, simply titled TMNT. Now, here's a bit of a fun history fact right here. Every Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game prior to this one was previously produced and distributed by Konami, but as of recent history, Ubisoft acquired and secured the rights from them. Ubisoft was also known for Turtles in Time Reshelled for the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, which is a remake of the 1991 arcade and Super NES classic, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Reshelled did get mixed reviews from the gaming public. Also, there was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Up, which was released on the PS2 and Wii, and that was developed by Game Arts, who was known for the Grandia series. I believe the director of the game was also known for working on Super Smash Bros., considering the gameplay of Smash Up will remind you of it. Maybe I should take a look at that game sometime soon.
In this video review, all the footage will be captured from the PlayStation 2 version. However, I do guarantee that all the other versions listed here, which was released on the GameCube, Wii, and Xbox 360, are pretty much essentially the same game. So right now, let's go ahead and see how this game holds up.
A sensei once consoled a grief-stricken boy as his older brother prepared to leave for battle. He said, "Child, why do you cry? You are born out of a family, and a family is a bond that cannot be broken by war, by strife, by force, or neglect. And more importantly, you are brothers, and brothers you shall remain."
The story obviously centers itself around the movie, but is somewhat altered as a retelling to see what are the four Turtles brothers are really all about. Essentially, the plot of this game does, however, follow the movie itself. Spoiler alert. One big highlight I can recall is seeing Leonardo dueling with the Night Watcher, who will be revealed as Raphael and then later gets captured. That portion of the game obviously is well known, considering it's taken straight out of the film.
Well then, I believe your brothers may be in need of a leader.
Well, then I did about the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. I admitted to you guys that I was the Night Watcher.
Admitting you were wrong is a symbol of courage, my son.
Yeah, but if it hadn't been for the Night Watcher, Leo wouldn't have been kidnapped. I should have listened. I should have been a better...
Forming a jump at the same time and grab onto it. Find the temple and reach the sacred chamber, Leonardo.
For the most part, it is expected that anyone who has played a Turtles video game arcs definitely in for some turtle action. However, if you're expecting just another typical arcade style beat 'em up, then you're definitely wrong in that case. This game does, however, fall into the category of the action beat 'em up genre, but according to how the game plays out, it does, however, show linearity as how it does from the movie itself.
Yeah!
The controls are pretty standard, so it's not too much to comment upon, unless if you are playing it via the Wii console, and obviously you are playing it via the Wii remote with the nunchuck controller attachment. I personally cannot speak for that version, considering I haven't played it on the Wii. Each turtle has a variety of moves where you attack your foes. There are also significant moves you and your other Turtles brothers can perform either through team-related attacks or getting your ninjutsu meter filled to the max, where you can do significant damage upon impact on foes you encounter. These methods also work with boss characters you will also meet in many points of the game.
Pleasure are we.
One heavy turtle coming right up!
Whoa! Dude, he's like everywhere! Good move! Splinter would approve.
One terrible aspect I can say about this is the game can become extremely repetitive. Yes, I know there are games upon many games that are considered repetitive when you do a lot of actions there. I'm not trying to sound biased, but one thing I can say is that you're expected to do some of the same consistent attacks in this game. Thankfully, it's not like that, and the game can become very enjoyable in the long run. In most stages, whatever turtle you have selected in this game can scale buildings and other structure. Just like how Hatsuma from Shinobi for the PS2 can also do the same exact thing, which I previously reviewed. Also, if you complete a scene, you can unlock certain content such as the challenge stages and also collect other piece of shell coins. Speaking of the piece of shell coins, you can also buy things like enlarging the heads of one of the turtles, but that's totally up to you.
One of you alive. That makes you expendable. Simply too easy. How much more can you take?
All right!
For PS2 standards, it's superb, and for what I was able to tell from other versions of the game, I could say it's quite similar for a transitional generation console game. The lighting in some environments are also decent, and it doesn't become too overshadowed or overused.
Booyah! Those zoo theories seriously starting to itch my shell.
Yeah, it all makes sense. Chip, look for a sign, a billboard maybe, something. It almost makes you sorry they're the bad guys.
See? That's why I left. You guys were all cooled out. We stuck our necks out and got nowhere.
So you stormed off in a huff.
Why not? You guys were just dragging me down.
And when you left in anger, your departure cast a shadow on everyone else.
So Master Splinter told me to track you down.
A leader is not determined by appointment or...
As far as most pre-game cutscenes go, I can say that I really like the comic style slides, in which I have previously stated earlier that the story in this game just retells the movie in flash form. However, I could say that if they just simply threw in the CGI scenes from the actual movie throughout the entire game, in which portions of the game actually have that, then it would have been considered no effort in my book. But overall, the comic style cutscenes are a plus.
We're family, Raph, and family is about forgiveness and understanding.
Right on. You always forgive me when I screw up. You ask me about it, but you forgive me.
Thank you, guys.
Besides, this was great news for me.
What?
You know what I mean. It was the first opportunity to test the new invention I was working on.
Oh yeah. Boy, that was lucky.
Not. It was a micro-transmitter. Raph was wearing one, and that's how Mikey and I found it. And you were wearing one too, Leo. So all we had to do was follow your transmitter signal to your location, and that's how we found the Foot Clan's underground base.
In closing, TMNT the movie game is another movie license game I should probably somewhat recommend you get. In all truth and justice, it's nothing terribly special, but thankfully it's definitely not what we probably expect to see a game based off of a hit movie. Think about it. Not all games based on a movie would be considered mundane. However, I can say that TMNT the movie game is not necessarily as good as it can be. but at the least bit, I did enjoy it coming from personal experience. As of now, this is Kid Thunder signing off. Take care. Stay tuned for future reviews.
One heavy turtle coming right up! Whoa! Dude, keep like yeah! Oh! Yeah! Yeah! Ha! Totally awesome!